camera pans across a blood-red storm, lightning clawing through a toxic sky. A transport vessel plummets toward a planet where survival is meant to be impossible. Humanity's greatest test begins. The Galactic Council had finalized their verdict. 20 cycles of deliberation, countless simulations, and the combined wisdom of 47 species had brought them to this moment. Humans were to be exiled to Carvath 9, a Class 15 death world, for defying the non-interference directive. Ambassador ZXDH's crystalline form shimmered with grim satisfaction as he watched the human transport descend toward the nightmare planet. Let this serve as a lesson, he broadcast. No species, regardless of resilience, could endure a Class 15. Through the viewports, Cath 9 rotated sluggishly. A world of unending storms, predators hunting in hundreds, and gravity strong enough to crush most sapient species within hours. Its atmosphere was laced with compounds that dissolved organic tissue. The Council's choice for the irredeemable, those meant to vanish from history. Elsa gripped her crash seat as the transport shook violently. Jon inspected his equipment, face betraying nothing. They were among 200 humans condemned to this inferno: scientists, engineers, soldiers, civilians, condemned for saving a primitive species without approval. 3 minutes to surface, the ship's automated voice announced. Elsa glanced at Jon. Any last words of wisdom? He smiled faintly. Remember what the Council overlooked. And what's that? Earth is a Class 12 death world. We evolved there. The transport slammed into Cath 9's surface with bone-shattering impact. Screaming winds battered the hull, and shapes moved in the crimson mist. Massive, predatory, ravenous. But within the first hour, Council monitoring stations observed something unexpected. The humans weren't dying. They were building. Elsa directed construction teams with razor-sharp efficiency, cutting through storms and chaos. Shelters first, defensive perimeters second. Jon activated sensor arrays, working alongside engineers despite corrosive rain that would have devoured most species' protective gear. Humanity forged an Earth's crucible, repurposing lethal minerals into filtration systems and usable materials. By day 3, the apex predators of Carvath 9, the 8-meter Vrax, claws and fangs honed by pack hunting, attacked. Elsa stood atop a hastily built wall, plasma rifle braced. "Hold the line," she shouted. Humans did more than defend. They analyzed, predicted, adapted. Jon's sensors mapped hunting patterns, weaknesses, and coordination frequencies. 6 hours later, the Vrax retreated. For the first time in recorded history, prey on Carvath 9 had inflicted losses that forced predators to reconsider. Ambassador ZXDH's crystalline confidence wavered. This is abnormal. They cannot endure. The environment alone should break them. By the second week, humans had established a thriving settlement. Hope's End. Elsa managed agriculture, coaxing Earth crops into hostile soil using techniques honed during humanity's early colonization. Jon led expeditions, cataloging species and mapping terrain with fearless curiosity. The Council watched, alarmed. Humans did more than survive. They thrived, turning predators into prey, converting storms into fuel, forging civilization from chaos with bloody-minded determination. On day 30, humans encountered another group of exiles, the Krell shock troopers, abandoned 3 cycles prior, reduced to 17 survivors. Elsa extended her hand. "We are building something here. Join us if you wish." The Krell, whose species regarded mercy as weakness, stared in disbelief. Walls that defied storms, fields of growing food, lights pushing back perpetual darkness. Humans had achieved in 1 month what the Krell couldn't in 3 years. Within 2 months, Hope's End housed 317 souls. Humans rescued other exiles, offering what the Council never intended. Ambassador ZXTH convened an emergency session. "They are transforming a death world into a sanctuary. Unacceptable. We must intervene." "By what law?" countered the Council of Vishnu. "We sentenced them to survive or perish. They chose survival and excelled." On the walls of Hope's End, Elsa and Jon watched the crimson sun dip below the horizon. "You know they're observing us," Jon said. "Let them watch," Elsa replied. "Let them see what happens when humanity is underestimated." 3 months after arrival, the humans transmitted a message to the Galactic Council. Elsa and Jon stood framed by the thriving settlement. "You sent us here to die," Elsa said calmly. "You thought a Class 15 death world would break us. But you forgot something essential about humans. We come from a death world. Every predator, Every poison, every disaster you threw at us, we faced worse at home. We didn't just survive Earth. We conquered it. Cath 9 is another challenge, another home. Jon stepped forward. We are not asking for pardon. We are not asking to return. As of today, Cath 9 is under human jurisdiction. Any exiled species seeking hope will find it here. The transmission ended with a view of Hope's End, a gleaming settlement carved from nightmare, where multiple species now thrived under human ingenuity and determination. In the council chambers, silence reigned. Humanity hadn't just survived, they had conquered. They had spoken the language the galaxy understood. Survival against impossible odds, and an unwavering refusal to surrender. On Cath 9, Elsa and Jon returned to their work, building tomorrow from the ruins of yesterday, proving once more that humanity's greatest weapon was not technology or tactics. It was the absolute refusal to give up. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.